Do you want to wait before or after?
Well, I have to do it before because I have somewhere to be in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, if you want to grab something, that's cool. Yeah,
What would you like?
I'll come up there with you. Yeah. What did you say your name was again?
Fred.
Fred?
Yes.
And what was your name?
Danielle.
Danielle, where are you guys from?
Well, I work with George. We're on the same mobile competency team.
Yep.
What's the name of it though?
Centurion. It's just Centurion.
Alright, cool, yeah. How you doing today?
How about you?
What's that? Yeah, no, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool. Monotonous. That's all.
Now you're super busy, so we're trying to keep you longer than an hour today. Hi. We were gonna get a foot long. What were you getting?
But, I mean, I'll take what's today's special?
Meal of the day we have. So today is the Friday is 699.
I'll do that one. The 69. What is it? 69? 69?
6 cents.
Yeah, tuna. Let me get that.
What kind of?
White. White is good.
Just one sandwich?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get some food. Is it alright that I'm paying? You good with that?
No problem, man. I don't mind if you treat. Yeah.
Alright.
American cheese with it?
I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Provolone, paper jack, Friday.
It doesn't matter. Provolone, whatever.
How's your week going?
It's over now.
True.
Yeah.
Anything going on this weekend?
Toasted, right?
Just school. Yeah, toasted. Yeah, just school.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
What about you?
Father's Day.
When is that?
Sunday?
This Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't have any biological
Nope.
kids.
Oh, okay.
I have kids, but they're not biologically mine.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 boys.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that,
How old are they?
15, 5, and 3.
That's cool.
Any veggies you want?
Yeah, just load it. So all of it. Yeah. That's cool. You spend time with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to. You gotta make time for it sometimes.
Yeah, word.
Might be getting rain.
What's that?
We might be getting some rain, so
Yeah.
I'll try to come up with plan B, you know.
Three Rivers.
Movies. Yeah.
What? Put the Southwest. No, actually, you know what? The onion teriyaki. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I totally forgot because I'm rarely ever here.
Yeah.
I'm always like in New York or LA or Miami, doing the circuit. So, now that I'm back in Pittsburgh, man.
You bored with it?
No, it's not that I'm bored. I realize that how often it rains because of the rivers.
Mm-hmm.
I usually, I was born here, but I grew up on the suburbs, and when I'm not there, I'm trying to promote my music. So
Yeah, the lake effect.
I'm never here. Yeah, the lake effect. That's what they call it. Yeah.
You would drink?
I mean, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, if you just want a fountain drink, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to give you a ticket to one of my events.
Yeah.
For treating me to a meal.
You don't know anything. Yeah. Oh, that was not the right card apparently. I forgot frozen actually.
So, how long you been here in Pittsburgh?
All my life, practically. Just different parts. I've moved around a lot. Yes, please. Thank you. Have a good one. Yeah.
You want me to hold it? Yeah, I'll hold the sandwich. Did you get yours, or you didn't get a sandwich? You just got the chips?
Just got the chips.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, is that my cup?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. You didn't get your drink?
I didn't get it.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, no worries.
I just remembered I like froze my credit card for whatever reason. I think that's happened. Triggering.
What's going on? I'm not working with them. I'm hearing them out.
You're hearing them out. I wanted to hear us out as well and see what we do.
I already have a representation.
Well, so we work with your attorney.
I don't, like, there's no attorney that's here for me in Pittsburgh. Like,
Okay.
what's her name? Sarah Hampton?
Okay,
She's standby counsel.
okay,
So I'm my own attorney because I have a powers of attorney, but I have somebody who's more competent to help me over that. You know what I'm saying? So Sarah's not competent enough to represent what I do.
okay.
Yeah. I'm a multi-coastal entity. So I have 3 LLCs, and one of my LLCs is a confidential group, which I have like somebody, helping me with that. That's all. I'm not gonna assign nobody to handle something over me as pointless as that. She's not even versed in anything as far as what is going on right here.
Okay.
Like this whole case right here. This is an IP case.
Yeah, can you tell me more about your case?
It doesn't exist. It's a mock trial. If there was a jury, it would be a real case. So it's just it's a special interest group that's trying to liquidate my credit. Basically, it's the same thing that people do to every mom and pop business. That's all. Somebody is I think somebody that's interested in entertaining a case without a jury.
Do you know what the charges are that they're saying exist?
Yeah. I guess they said something about abusing 911,
Okay.
like calling too much. But like I said, there's no jury and there's no star witness, so therefore it's a mock trial.
Did you want a jury?
No, it's law. Law states that it has to be a jury or it's a mock trial.
Alright, John, are you currently in mental health treatment anywhere?
I don't have to talk about that. I mean, I do have that,
Oh, good.
but everybody does. You do, he does, everybody does.
I do, yeah.
It's law, especially for your work. You guys are civil service workers, right? Then you have to have a physical examination, psychological, pardon me. You have to have a psychological examination. You work in civil service. Social work is civil service.
I'm not a social worker, actually.
Well, this is, what are you here for?
So I'm a case manager.
Okay, case management is civil. It's not like anything. Whether it's civil or criminal, it's still social. Because what you're doing, you're working with the state or you're helping the state. It doesn't matter. It's social work. What you're doing right there is social work. So that's all. But I don't mind meeting with you guys, hanging out, hearing about your services is pretty cool. But I'm cool with my doctor and my therapist, Anita, and all of that. And my representation for this, I don't need it. I'm a cop myself. I'm a self-employed forensics officer. This pertains to 911, and it's just, I don't even know what I'm here for. Except a mock trial. I know what I'm here for.
Yeah.
To be mocked, but I don't mind people mocking me because even celebrities, they have articles written about them in the National Enquirer. People mock them all the time, but whatever.
Yeah. So do you know when your mock trial date is, John?
No. The court proceedings is the actual court proceedings. Yeah, I do. It's the second of July.
Yeah.
It's the actual court proceeding, but the state hasn't presented a witness to testify against me in the presence of the judge, and they have to do that. Otherwise, there's no way to tell anything that will base this anything at all.
Right.
You know, in other words, like, it can't go on. Like, the case is dead in the water. So
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm waiting for the state to quit, like, to do acquittal or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, eventually, I could present one. I'm pretty sure I already have by some means of the internet, but, I don't really have time to write a letter of acquittal to the judge or the paperwork presented with them, but eventually I will. When I do, I know exactly where to go. It's right behind 2nd Avenue Commons. There's an office in there, and the paper is on the internet. You just look it up, a template, and you verse it, and then you just put it down there and in an envelope, and you ask the judge to read it. And there's this big box somewhere in that building where a lot of people have done the same thing. And it'll just get opened along the lines of whenever I put it in there. The ball is in my court. I've been known this. So it's like whenever, like Sarah could do that, but it's not her best interest to represent me because she represents the state. So being that I represent myself,
Yeah.
it's my job to do it, and I'll get to it, but I'm just busy. I don't really need to do this right now. Like, whoever my representation is, they represent people on a higher level of everything. In other words, like multicultural mom and pop businesses, and I don't have to pay them. We're just in correspondence with each other because they noticed me and how smart I am, how like my grades, and that I could help them out, like, beyond music, like probably just being somebody to sit around them, clean up their house,
Yeah.
pardon me, cut their grass, do random stuff, and they could like soup me up to fit whatever kind of job they had me for. It's just
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. What do you do for
nothing,
work?
nothing major. What?
That's what I was gonna ask next. What do you do for work?
I mean, I get a check because I'm injured. You know what I'm saying? I have anxiety. I've been injured since I was 8 years old, and it caused me to have anxiety and PTSD. But these are things that I've considered since, I've talked to random people, and they say that there's other things attributing to whatever, it's not stressors that are gonna hold me back from doing what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
It's just it's an injury, that's all. But I prefer not to smoke weed
That's good.
because I could get the same result from whatever I'm taking, which helps me. You know what I'm saying? Hydroxyzine, Abilify, all of that. It helps me not panic. But before, whatever I was taking was before, I forgot, it was like 7 years ago when I was in someplace, I forget, it was like out there by Newcastle. Before that, it was something different, and I couldn't quit smoke weed. I was trying, and they gave me something, and it helps me quit smoking weed.
That's great.
But other than that, I do have a DoorDash job, but I don't ever go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I work at DoorDash, but I don't ever go. You know what I'm saying? So I just study, and I'm involved in amateur MMA. That's it. Amateur MMA, music. I'm a business manager and a bodyguard. So, it takes a while to get groomed for that stuff, but eventually, I'll be on a payroll for something, but the only thing I really survive off of is $940 a month.
Okay.
And just whatever residuals I get from the internet, like my streams on Reverb, Apple Music, Tidal. It's just like a couple dollars here and there. It's nothing serious, just maybe buy a sandwich or anything. I'm already working with H&R Block to do my tax return.
Good.
Because my LLCs, they're think tanks, that's all. But anyway, I live in Pittsburgh. It's like it's a tough time economically for a lot of people who don't get a check.
Yeah.
So naturally, people do this all the time to people like me, who they think are incompetent, so that they could try to name themselves my payee, but they're not competent enough to do that.
Have you ever had a payee?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, like, you know, if I had time to sit here and show you, I would. But like, I work with millionaires.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But from a person in my bracket perspective, I mean, position. Pardon me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm talented enough to work with millionaires in the music industry, and I brokered those deals myself. So I have songs with millionaires. They're cool people. You know, they like me. You know, I'm not making tons of money off of them because, you know, they're not your average. You know what I mean? Like, they do stuff for the community. So it's not like they're out there making multi-platinum albums. You know, they might have before, but they're not. So they sustained whatever they had before.
Right.
And that's the reason why they're still millionaires, because they sustained what they had from before. But you know, that's all. I work with millionaires. It's like how, like, who do you guys work with that's a millionaire?
So I mean, we work with various populations.
I'm talking about in the music industry.
I don't work with anybody else.
Well, that wouldn't help me then. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I mean, what can you do for me that I'm not doing for myself?
Well, I mean, it sounds like you got the court thing, you know, figured out for yourself, but, you know, typically I go to court, I meet with Judge Coursera, who I'm always in front of and have a good relationship with her, and then, you know, I would push for the DA to get rid of this mock case for you, is what I'd be helping you with.
I mean, actually, believe it or not, that would be good for you to advise them, but because that doesn't make the situation worse for me if you guys keep going on and on and on and just waiting for me to sound, you know, incompetent. It's not going to make me incompetent. Me sounding incompetent is not going to make... It's actually the more time that, you know, I'm sitting here, because, like, I'm setting aside my time from school. So all of this time that's eating up is part of the bill that's incurring that, you know, the Commonwealth owes me. It's not going to come out of anybody's pocket. Only thing that's going to come out of pocket is the taxpayers' pocket, who have nothing to do with this. But it's going to make me ask for more in the term of what's owed to me as far as lost wages and damages, also to my reputation. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, this is not going to make people stop wanting to work with me or give me an opportunity to you know, groom me so where I could be work ready for the kind of work they could suit me with. But I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I'm gonna be here in Oakland anyway. But I mean, are you guys ready to quit, or do you still want to meet with me for this? Is there a specific reason why you like to talk to me?
Well, I think with his recommended. You know, when we were assigned to try to offer support, yeah, I guess the idea is that we can help you reach some goals, if you have goals in mind. But
No.
we know you're pretty independent.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I'm a business manager, and I recommend, like, people who are business professionals how to set goals for themselves, and they already make more money than me. But they have people who assist them, so they don't pay me nothing. I'm like an intern. So what I do is like internships. I said random people. It doesn't have to be music industry. It could be anybody, any random person.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. Now for a 911 call. Let me ask you a question. What's your definition of abusing 911?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just excessively calling 911.
You know who makes the most 911 calls every day?
Who?
Women in the age group from 50 years old and up. Women with menopause make the most 911 calls every single day. Non-speaking English, people that live in America, people with a language barrier call 911 every day because they panic. So whenever they panic, they call 911. A cat up a tree. You know what I mean? Menopause. I'm dying. Crackheads. Crackheads call 911 all the time because when they can't get crack, they call it. Drug addicts do. That's somebody like me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a responder myself. Okay. I'm not like a first responder. You know what a rapid responder is? What's a rapid responder?
Someone that like links with an emergency faster.
Somebody that what?
Responds to an emergency usually faster than the police.
So what about? No, that's incorrect.
Okay.
Uh,
Enlighten me.
Okay. A first responder may respond faster than the police, but a rapid responder just responds rapidly enough that they can be on the scene to know that something happened right before they got there. That's a rapid responder. So, journalists, the press, they're rapid responders. You know, their job is not to operate on anybody, not to do anything criminally, but they get footage so that the people know that something happened that incurred the police being involved, or the hospital being involved, or the fire company being involved, or anyone of EMS being involved. But the press is not a part of that. They're not a part of, you know what I mean, cavalry like that.
I have to excuse myself. Sorry. Donna, hopefully maybe we can reconnect sometime soon.
I don't know, man. I mean, I suggest you talk to, what do you call it? Like, this is a wrap. Like, I mean,
Okay.
it's dead in the water. What I want you to ask her to do is to, next time that we go to court, have a witness, and also a jury. You know, I request a jury, and you know, eventually I'll do the paperwork. But me verbally requesting that, I already request that through Sarah, and she never directly responds, which is further proof of that. And I'm requesting it of you to have her, like, a witness, a jury, so we could do the trial by jury. My opportunity to speak on the stand. I want to speak on the stand. Okay. So, and also, let me see. Yeah, the dates, which would, like, this is all completely informal.
I understand.
This whole engagement, I think it's
a
totally.
waste of time.
It is. It's totally either Ku Klux Klan affiliated or some entity that is just, you know, this. You know, this is Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know, being regardless the fact that I'm a man of color, you know, mom and pops are struggling right now during a recession, and everybody is wondering how I got songs with millionaires and I don't have a record deal. You know what I mean? No manager hooked that up for me. How was I able to get a song with that? Like, I mean, not average people or know that, but like, how was I able to go to Los Angeles and come back and you know, record in West Hollywood during all this time when people who've been living there their whole life out, they don't understand why I'm not successful. But not only that, I mean, I have, you know, very good grades, and I'm affiliated with Harvard University, Yale, University of Pitt, NYU, and I did this while I was here. But what my main concern is, where this baloney comes from of me abusing 911, when every single date that, you know, whatever you guys are talking about happened, me calling 911, that's not a crime, number one. Number two is, my life has been threatened 1 billion times since I've been here. Not literally 1 billion, but when I call 911, it's because somebody threatens me. And it's just all because of money. It's mostly because, like, I have a vest, and a lot of guys would want a vest because they use it to rob people. People use vests to rob people, and it also makes guys look tough and looks like, you know, it makes guys look like it would make somebody look like they could trust me. And with some guys it's okay, but other guys it's you know, it's an issue. Like, oh well, I don't want you to believe that you know, you could trust Officer Corleone. I don't want you to believe that, you know what I'm saying, this guy is more than just some guy who probably does something sketchy that they can't, you know, articulate in front of me. You know what I mean?
You're good.
You know, like, I mean, it's null and void. This whole situation is null and void.
The only thing about the court that I'll say, Dawn, is and George doesn't really know that aspect, but since that's my specialty, we can't talk to the DA.
You don't
or
have
the
to.
Judge, well, you just asked him to, and we can't do that unless you're working with us, because then there's like a HIPAA violation and a confidentiality of policy.
What's your definition of me working with you?
So like meeting with us regularly, signing our intake paperwork, completing an
Yeah.
assessment,
Well,
working on like the mobile comp kit, meeting with a therapist, things like that.
No, I do meet with a therapist.
Well, like I meant on like the mobile comp team as well.
Negative. Not interested. Whoever I meet with right now is in my best interest, period. They're in my best interest.
That's fair.
It's closer for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it you know, they understand my situation as far as me being a student and my kind of work, and just, you know, that's all. It's period. They're in my best interest. You guys represent the state, so you know, if you ask the consensus of anybody who's competent enough to just really not even have time to meet with you at all, not me, but most people wouldn't have met with you at all. Yeah, it's how do you say? If you're not in my best interest, you're not in my best interest. You're not in my best interest.
Yeah, and
you represent the
I
state.
think that's up to you. I don't represent
No,
the
no.
state.
What do you?
I work with clients. I have your best interest in mind.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We don't even have a vested. We don't have a vested agreement. I don't have any like legal binding with you.
You don't. You're correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like.
But they're making it doesn't have to be legally binding. We're voluntary. JRS is voluntary, so you don't have to work with me, but we want to work with you.
Yeah, I
support you.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
Makes us
Nah.
in your best interest, not the state.
Yeah, you can't support me. Like, the only person that can support me is myself. I supported myself for the past, actually not even a couple of years. I've been supporting myself basically all my life. I've never needed anybody to support me.
Yeah.
I've always had jobs every year, and you know, it's not more than what's going to jeopardize me losing what keeps me getting health insurance. So regardless, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I already have. I got a team when it comes to legalities, and I got a team when it comes to behavioral. In case I lapse, I don't lapse, but everybody when they work excessively, there is a lapse. So everybody, including you, him, you, everybody needs a therapist. Everybody needs a psychiatrist. Everybody needs a psychologist. I'm cool with mine, and mine is cool with me. You know, I take my meds whenever I need to, as prescribed by her, and I sleep 8 hours a day. You know, I do a great job. So, but other than that, you represent the state. Like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I didn't call you to come to me. Somebody sent you to me, and that was the state. There's no way around it. If I didn't call you to come to me, and this is a legal matter, you represent the state. But where this becomes like null and void is, I also represent the state. As far as my LLC, I protect the state. You know what I'm saying? I'm a forensics officer, and whatever I do, I share information with detectives that nobody knows. So me sharing information with them is helping the state solve crimes, murders, pedophiles, rape, crack, cocaine, whatever it is. I share information with the state, but not from somebody reporting. I'm a civilian officer. A forensics officer is a civilian officer. I mean, I got my papers on me right now. I mean, like it would make me bend over and grab it, but like I don't need to. Like it's with Harrisburg. If you want to check my statement of the organizers, it's all public information. You know what I'm saying? Is to first off, I'm an unarmed security guard. I do cybersecurity, and I'm a forensics officer. So my first goal is to make sure that everybody, my mission statement is to make sure everybody is protected. So I'm a whistleblower. So automatically, if I see anybody bothering a cop, I blow the whistle, or I pull out my camera and I record them to make sure that the police are protected. Fire department, people like you, hospital workers, people who, you know, just regular people. I represent the state. Yeah. Sarah, she doesn't even have more capital than I do. You know, you don't. He doesn't. I represent myself, and what I mean by capita is IP information, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that I have money in the bank, because I don't. But I have a lifelong, lasting relationship with recording artists and I don't even have a record deal. There's no parent company. I'm not signed to a label. I'm just me, my government name. So I do have a couple of different doing businesses as, but in the expanse of my life, what I solidified me working with not just artists, just people that I know, it's gonna sustain me for the rest of my life. Like I'm never gonna run out of money from songs that I recorded with people. It's not gonna pay me more than whatever I have right now, but just if Judge Lazier wants to look up my information, she can contact American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. That's a union that I'm a part of. It's a workers union. It represents music, but it's just as legitimate as these unions that these construction workers are in. It's a union. So that also protects me from any of you guys, or even talking to you. I don't not talk to you because I like to get a good feel for people in the community, because maybe once we actually decide to actually suit each other more better, then maybe there could be something that you could do for me. But in 911, that's a false alarm to somebody like me. That me calling wasn't a false alarm, but you guys saying that there's a need for you to help me, that's you doing a false alarm on me. Like you're trying to, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what this is, but like, you know what I mean? I survived Hurricane Irma. Like I saved lives in Hurricane Irma. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't anybody but a regular person down there, but I was just in the opportunity that I was able to save lives. You know what I mean? So like this is, I mean, it is what it is. But so that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like number one, my union, American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. What it means is I'm a publisher. I'm not just a writer. I'm a publisher. So it doesn't matter, what the name of my publishing company is. I'm a publisher. When you sign up to be a publisher, you don't make up a name. You sign up yourself. So the publishing company may have a name, but I'm the publisher behind any name, me. So my union, ASCAP, recognizes me as a publisher. What a publisher is recognized in the court of law is somebody who's competent enough to have powers overturning in any case withstanding something like a murder, a rape, drugs, or anything like that. This 911 stuff, this is my backyard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need anybody. I'm a publisher. A lawyer is a publisher. An attorney is a publisher. I don't need it. You know what I mean? Like,
Fair enough.
yeah, that's it. So, but yeah, like, I mean, I don't see why. Like, what's the point? I mean, I don't care. Like, I don't care if we meet, but I feel like you can help me maybe with what I'm doing as far as, you know what I mean? What I do for the community, which is calls to action to get people involved with runaway fugitives. I hang up signs for fugitives. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to build a shelter for injured officers and wounded warriors, and etc. Like I'm doing a lot for women's rights. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping out a lot of feminists who are congresswomen, just people randomly, lawyers, whatever, women who have been assaulted by officers in jail, assaulted by officers who are police officers. What else? Just lots of stuff, mostly women's rights. Like I've been doing this forever. But anyways, long story short, yeah, that's the only way that I could see you maybe assist me. Other than that, nobody really needs to legal representation for calling 911 when you can't, that's what's fishy to me. First off, who's a prosecutor behind all this?
Like who's the DA?
So you're telling me there's no prosecutor?
Well, the DA is the prosecutor. Yeah.
Why haven't they spoke before me?
What do you mean?
Why did, like in this case, when I go to the courtroom, where was the DA?
They were both up there. It was Ken Harrison, Liz Loman.
Yeah, but they didn't speak before me. Why not?
So they only have to
Because there was no jury.
to speak if they need
If
to
there's a jury.
But we didn't really do anything about your case when they were there.
If
other
there's a
than
jury.
asking us
If there's
to
a
meet with
jury.
you.
If there's a jury.
Well, I mean, it depends. You're asking
It
for
doesn't
a jury,
depend.
so there should be a jury. But people have non-jury trials
When?
as well.
when it's a hung trial.
No.
Yeah, when it's a hung trial, when it's a Dred Scott.
Okay. Sure. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, Don. And there's different types of hearings. There's
Yeah, and that kind of a hearing is a hearing where it's all right wing and it's not left wing. There's no conservatives, there's no liberals there, there's no Democrats. I know I'm not stupid. I read symbolic logic. So when I looked in the courtroom, I didn't see any of those entities. There's only Republicans in there, but I'm a Republican too. That's the funny part. I mean, I'm a Republican, but I also stand for what the public wants. You know what I mean? So like, that's just funny because you know what I mean when I say Republican. I mean I'm a publisher too. Repub. So like I know what this is all about. Like a prosecutor won't speak unless there's a jury there because prosecutors don't speak to defendants because they're usually not as confident as me.
Well, it's not the
That's
DA.
exactly what it is.
Well, the DA doesn't talk to the defendant. That would be your attorney.
I didn't say that. I said speak before me all 3 times. I said the prosecutor didn't speak before me, and you said because the prosecutor wasn't there, it was something like it was the DA or something, right?
Well, yes, I said, well, the prosecutor is the same as the DA, but they didn't review your case
When are they going to review it?
on the 2nd.
So all this time, like how long has we been here like going back and forth in this case for a 911 call? Like how many times did you see on my paper? Unless you didn't even review my case.
Well, I don't have access to, I just have whatever the public record is. That's all I have access to.
So what's the public record? What's it say?
On your docket sheet?
Whatever you said the public record
Yeah,
was.
your docket sheet. It just has how many times you had to appear in front of the judge.
But what I'm saying is, when was the first date that I went in there?
Would you like
for
me
the
to look it
911?
up for you?
I want you to know. I already remember.
Well, I mean,
I just want to quiz you to see if you know what you're talking about because when a prosecutor speaks in a courtroom before the witness, the jury has to be there. Do you know why?
please tell me.
Because that's when it's an actual case. Anytime anyone's in a courtroom, there has to be 3 entities. Executive, legislative, and judicial. Okay? Do you agree?
I'm listening.
So who's executive in the courtroom?
So you've had, let's see, this started on, in big court on 5/13 of last year,
What was last year? What year was that?
2024.
So 5/13/2024.
Yes, was your
What's
formal
today's
arraignment
date?
date. Today is June 13th.
It's already dead in the water.
Yeah.
It's null and
Over a
void.
year old.
It doesn't even. So the ball been in my court. That's all.
So if it's been in your court, Dawn, how come you haven't filed anything to have it resolved?
I don't need to.
Okay.
Number one, I have stuff to do that is gonna make me more money.
Sure.
I have DoorDash, school. I have tools, power tools, weed whackers and stuff. I can make more money doing that than me suing you guys before my representation can fly in there and just do it for me. Because whenever my representation comes in the courtroom and does it for me, it's actually going to get done effectively. Sarah would never ever contest the state because she represents the state, and the state is not going to go against its best interest. Her office is in the courthouse, right?
Yeah.
There you go. If your office is in the courthouse, you represent the state. An attorney that's worthy of you or me picking, their office is not, like Attorney Edgar Snyder, his office is not in the courthouse. I'm pretty sure at one point he might have, or if he wants to go in there, they may have something where he could do. But every lawyer in Pittsburgh that passed the Pennsylvania bar exam, that has their own firm, law firms have their own offices. Law firms' offices are not in the courthouse. Sarah is still in the courthouse.
She has an office in there, but her main office
Is she a part of a
not-
firm?
The public defender's office is a firm, yes. It's the office of the public defenders.
It's a private firm.
That's different, okay?
Right, but it's privatized by who? The state. Attorney Edgar Snyder is not a representative of the state. He represents himself in the interests of his colleagues. That's what I mean. The people choose people that are not affiliated with the state, because if not, they're bipartisan. Sarah's bipartisan.
Well, I appreciate you coming out and meeting with us today, Dawn.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Like whenever,
Yeah.
you know, my guy flies in or whoever, because it might be a guy, it might be a female, then I'll do that. But until then,
Yeah.
if you want, if they want me to, you know, just come in and just take notes of how many times that the DA or whoever the prosecutor, there's no jury the whole time, so it's really showing me a lack of respect for my intelligent quotient, which it doesn't bother me either way. I mean, if somebody doesn't think I'm intelligent, they have the right to do that, but I have the right still to reserve the fact that I'm not like gonna sign my publishing rights over to somebody, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm not dumb. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a cop.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so like this is it has to do with publishing rights. It looks like it doesn't, but it does.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm sure George will be reaching back out again before court, but it was nice meeting you. I appreciate you stopping in.
All right.
Okay?
Let me know if you wanna you know, sit down and talk, and we could even do it in the same subway where we're at right now,
Okay.
about seeing if you wanna, you know, figure out how you can maybe. Are you interested in showing up to city council? Because I speak at city council soon. I couldn't do it the other day because I was in the woods studying forensic science.
Okay.
But you know, you also,
Yeah, appreciate it.
if y'all, I mean, I don't. How often do you go to city council?
Only when I need to be.
Yeah. Well, if you wanna, you know what I mean. I'm trying to figure out how I can get this the shelter, build it for wounded warriors and injured officers. I have an initiative called Free More Female Inmates project, and what Free More Female Inmates initiative is helping women who are wrongly prosecuted. They're wrongly in prison and they got out, but they want compensation for that. And I know them personally, like worldwide. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I got congresswomen involved with this stuff. You know, senators, lawyers, random people. A lot of just people that are, you know, they're really like, if they don't have a law firm, they got a business firm, and they want to lobby to help women who have, you know, lost a lot of time and work and just basic stuff. So, you know, if you want to help me locally, I feel like it would represent a lot of women here who have been underspoken, a lot of minorities. You know what I mean? And you know, if you're interested, we can meet here, and I could tell you about the Free More Female
Yeah,
Inmates
we'll give you
initiative.
our cards and then you
All right,
can
well,
reach
just
out, okay?
yeah, just watch the city council thing, because I'm pretty sure when people speak, you see their names, you know, publicly, and when you see
Yeah.
me speak, you know, I only get 3 minutes because I'm just a regular person.
Fair enough.
But
fair enough.
if there's anything that you feel that can help you out as an individual,
Sure.
because you know you're an individual, you're not like just because it's a woman it might help you out. You know, you have your own, and same for you. Then you know we could help each other out, because I don't see us doing anything else except helping each other. I don't feel like me, you, that George or whatever his name is, Judge Lazera, the DA. I don't feel like we can hurt each other. I feel like the best thing that we could do is help each other.
Yeah.
There's other people that actually need your type of skill set, because it is useful to people who aren't competent.
It is.
Sarah as well, like, you know what I mean?
So
Like,
I work with people that are competent and not competent.
yeah, I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I say competent, somebody's offended, you guys are not. But what I'm saying, like, somebody might think that I mean that they're stupid. But what I'm saying is, like, competent when it comes to the matters that, what you do and your matters, you know what I mean? So, you know, there is lingo that I don't know. That's why I don't mind that she's there as standby counsel. And I don't mind that you guys check in with me ever. Because, you know, it's like steel sharpens steel. But I really, eventually, I'm 45 years old. And I'm trying to streamline my graduation so that, you know, I'm not going to be here 10 years from now trying to go to school at the public library. So that's all, you know what I mean? And, you know, I hope to see you again, and maybe I can help you. Do you see yourself running for like an office?
Probably not right now.
Are you interested in practicing law?
Probably not, no.
No?
I like the little field that I'm in.
That's cool. I mean, it's huge. It does help. Like I said, you know what I mean? It's just, I just say that because, you know, I'm used to swimming with bigger fish. But that doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? I know how macroeconomics and regular economics applies. You guys could probably survive with big fish just as well. But you know what I mean? Like for this, nah. Like if I ever come into a quandary where it's something more serious and I feel perplexed or overwhelmed, then you and Sarah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can't really hurt me. You know, it's good to have an insider in the courthouse. But I'm just not turning over my power of attorneys because like eventually I will, but to somebody who is in the same in the same lane. You know what I mean? I'm in a different lane, but it's very nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
You know what I
Well
mean?
done. We'll be in touch, okay?
You gave me your card, right?
Yes, sir.
And this guy, this is his.
That's his right here. Yeah.
Did he put his name on it? Yep. Can you write your name on the back of it because I don't see it, or circle it wherever it's at? It's right there. I see it. Yeah. If you want to circle it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that Nigeria?
No,
What is that?
Zambia.
Zambia. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know much, but yeah, that's a cool name, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you do you ever see yourself running for office?
Nah, I'm not good with
I think
politics.
you should.
I'm not-
I mean, I think you should. Maybe not like mayor, judge, or anything, but like something. You know what I mean?
Think about it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I could help you. You know what I mean? You could help me. I could be like a grassroots guy, like running, you know, whatever flyers you need to do, whatever.
Yeah, for
You know what I
sure.
mean? You know, it's a brave new world. I feel like our generation. How old are you?
32.
You?
36.
Yeah, our generation. You know, we're the next world leaders. So the responsibility is falling on our shoulders. So, you know, I'm glad that we met, and hopefully it'll be a good thing that whenever.
Yeah.
When's the next time you said you wanted to meet with me?
I think, did they just say next Friday?
Yeah, we'll check our schedule because I know there's a few things that are moving for next week.
Yeah.
So I'll have George reach out to you once we all figure out the best schedule
Yeah.
for everybody and yourself as well.
That's cool.
Sound
That's cool. Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
All right, and I'll send you what do you call it? An email
Perfect.
so that you guys can show up to the city council when I
Gotcha.
speak. Yeah.
Sounds
All
good.
right,
Thank you. You
thanks,
take care.
Yeah, take care.